A few years ago, I set out to learn one of the harder songs that I have ever tried to play and sing at the same time. The song is Low Spark of High-Heeled Boys by Traffic. I filmed the entire process over the course of a week, the failures, the frustrations, and the small breakthroughs that eventually added up. Watching it back now, I do look a bit younger, but the lesson still holds true. If you're willing to fail, you can learn just about anything. Hey everybody, this is TJR. A week or so ago, I did a video entitled Deconstructing Drive My Car by the Beatles. Now, in that video, I went through my process of how, when I'm ready to learn a new song, I have to kind of deconstruct it and then figure out how I'm going to adapt that song, which originally was recorded with an entire band, to just a solo performance. So this involves trying to identify all the key signature moments that the song has, deciding what I'm going to use, what I'm going to not use. Am I going to stay faithful to the original? Am I going to radically go in a different direction? And also playing and singing it at the same time. Response to that video was very good, so I'm going to do another one. In this video, I have decided to take a look at The Low Spark of High-Heeled Boys by Traffic. And in this particular song, I really think that maybe I may have bitten off more than I can chew. Now, playing the song, let me talk about the structure here first. It opens here with this bass line that goes like this. Now what we have here is an octave D, a low D to a high D. D to D. And then it goes to an A note, like that. So then you have the primary chords in the song, which is a D7 with no third. So it would just be the A, C, and F. But of course the D is played in the bass, which would be the third, like that. The bass is playing that. Then you've got a G over D, like so. I'm just playing a G chord with a D in the bass. So when you put it with that bass line, it goes like this. This is, of course, during the introduction, it's during the instrumental sections, and it's during the verses. Now, here's where I feel I have bitten off more than I can chew. And this is going to be trying to sing it and play it at the same time. And the melody is, if you see something that looks like a star, and it's shooting out up from the ground, and your head is spinning from a loud guitar. Now, I'm just kind of playing the chords somewhat in time because right now, trying to sing that melody as concisely as I just did while playing this is almost next to impossible for me. If you see something that looks like a star, that is going to be really hard to time. You see something that looks like a star. Whoo! I still can't get that. If you see something that looks like a star. That wasn't that good, was it? If you see something that looks like a star. Whoo! Right now, it seems insurmountable how I'm going to coordinate the vocal with that melody. But I've worked on harder in my lifetime, and like anything else, it's going to take a lot of work to coordinate and time this. But I'm going to give it a go and let you see my progress. If you see something that looks like a star, if you see something that looks like a star, if you see something that looks like a star, and it's shooting up out of the ground, and your head is spinning. If you see something that looks like a star, and it's shooting up out of the ground, and your head is spinning from a loud guitar, and you just can't escape from the sound. Don't worry too much, it'll happen to you. We were children once. Whoa! There's an improvement from day one. I can definitely hear the improvement, but I'm going to need to keep working on this. And it just takes the patience, the effort to keep trying. Now you may be wondering, what happened to day 3? Well, day 3 was yesterday. I didn't get a chance to film anything because I was dead exhausted and needed to get to bed, but I did work on the song for about an hour or so. And I had a little breakthrough, and I had a little idea that popped in my head that has, I think, made a big difference. So what I did, I want to show you. I have here a little chord chart with lyrics cheat sheet. And the trick of coordinating that bass line with the syncopated piano chords, easy to do on its own, but then trying to get those lyrics timed right within that, it just was kept going, you know, if you think you see something that feels like, you know, it's like, really bad, really hard. So I sat down and really got into the minutia of this song. And I figured out where that D note, the bass note, the exact line, the exact part of the lyric that you sing when you hit that D note. And I just put a little notation on it. A little, you probably can't see it real, but I just put a little D with a little arrow pointing where it hits to help me with this. And this made a difference. You see something that looks like a star, and it's shooting up out of the ground, and your head is spinning from a loud guitar, and you just can't escape from the sound. Don't worry too much, it'll happen to you. We were children once, playing with toys, and the thing that you're hearing is only the sound of the low spark of high-heeled boys. That second half is very easy because the chords hit right with the lyrics, and it's easy to coordinate the two. See something that looks like a star, and it's shooting up out of the ground, and your head is spinning from a loud guitar, and you just can't escape from the sound. Don't worry too much, it'll happen to you. We were children once, playing with toys, and the thing that you're fearing is only the sound of the low spark of high-heeled boys. That's kind of what this is as I go through this process. It's a kind of a memory muscle coordination. Sometimes, to a certain extent, learning how to play music is muscle memory. You keep playing it over and over again until you get it right. Singing and playing is muscle memory, but also muscle coordination. Once again, coordinating two parts that are sometimes going in opposite directions and hit up against each other. And so it's learning how to time that right. I think by comparison, outside of this, the hardest thing I've ever had to play and sing at the same time was Over the Hills and Far Away by Led Zeppelin, and I did that on guitar. You've got Jimmy Page's guitar lick and Robert Plant's vocals going in totally opposite directions. I'll be honest, when I started this, I was a little bit afraid because you never know. How difficult will this be? Will it take a couple days? Will it take a week? Could it even take longer? You don't know. You just have to commit to getting to that point. And when I started this, the one thing that I wanted to try and show and teach is that in anything in life, not just in music, but in anything, you have to be willing to fail. And you saw me fail numerous times when I started this. You have to be willing to fail to get to that point where you succeed sometimes. And you have to be willing to do it numerous times. When I was younger, I used to get angry. If I couldn't get it right quickly, I would get mad and I would say, I just can't do it. And as someone who is taught and been on the other side of that fence, I see it with other musicians who say to me, I just can't do it. I can't sing and play at the same time. Or maybe it has nothing to do with singing. I just can't play this. I can't get it right. And I always tell them, it's just work. You just have to be willing to put in the work. And in the case of this song, I had to slow it down, which once again, my number one tip, just slow it down. But eventually I had to even dissect the song. I had to figure out, on what part of the words did what notes hit where and when. Oftentimes in pop songs, it's not this hard because the notes hit on the chords. They hit at the same time. A line will hit right at the same time as the chord. So it's not that difficult. But then there are songs like this that are real tricky. And so I had to sit down and think, okay, does that note fall on some or does it fall on thing on the word something? Where does it fall? Or does it fall there at all? Or does it fall after the word and before the next word? Where does it fit in? And, like I said, I had to take notes just to get it into my head. Whatever it takes. Whatever it takes to get you there. However amount of work you have to do. We all want to do as little work as possible, and I'm no different. As a musician, I want to do as little work as possible too. I want to just get to the fun part of playing. But you have to be willing to put in the work. And that's what I tell musicians all the time. It's just work. Just be willing to put in the work. Hard work will get you further than talent every time. Trust me on this. Hard work will get you much further. But also, it doesn't matter if you're a musician. I think the main thing I wanted to show with this is just that, to quote everybody's favorite Star Wars movie, The Last Jedi, a great teacher failure is.